Before Mega Rayquaza event day, you need to know this information. Good morning and God bless. Mega Rayquaza Array Day is going to be a makeup day of the past Elite Day that happened. The reason they're doing this was because a bunch of glitches that was occurring, so Niantic is deciding to give us a second chance at getting a Mega Rayquaza. Now, I'm super excited about this. I'm going to go over all the information that you need to know, as well as some tips, as well as my personal opinion on this event, all in this video. First off, we'll go straight into it on what of the 100% IVs of Mega Rayquaza. 2191 is the CP for the non-weather boosted, and the weather boosted 100% is a 2739. This event is going to be happening on August 3rd at 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. or 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. I'm seeing a bunch of different dates and a bunch of different areas. Just know it's going to be around 12 to 6. So just keep that in mind with this date. The best attackers against Mega Rayquaza is Ice types. Ice types are 2 times weakness against Mega Rayquaza. So keep that in mind when you're looking and when you get recommended Pokemon, because I'm going to tell y'all the top 15 best counters against Mega Rayquaza, but also you can use what you have when it comes to having an ice type. So we'll go off with the first one is Mega Gardevoir with Charm and Triple Axle. Mega Gardevoir has such a good ice type attack, one of the best, highest CPs as well as a Mega Pokemon, but this is the best #1 attacker against Mega Rayquaza. Second one is Shadow Mamoswine. I have a couple Mamoswines myself, but Mamoswine itself is one of the best Pokemon to use, especially in the Shadow form. And funnily enough, number 3 on the best counters is also a Mamoswine, but this one is not the Shadow. Obviously, if you guys do not know, a Shadow Pokemon will do more damage. And speaking of, I do want to talk about later in this video, the Team Rocket Takeover event that will be happening in August. So we'll go back to that, because I know a bunch of people were having problems with trying to get a second attack on a Shadow Pokemon, but there is a Takeover Team Rocket event where we might have that opportunity. We'll come back to that later. Citizen, I've never heard of this Pokemon before. This is the number 4th spot. Now, I am not gonna lie, I don't know what the stage 1 evolution of this Pokemon is. However, that is the main evolution. It's the number 4 counter attacker against Rayquaza. So I feel like I should know this Pokemon more. Maybe you guys do. Y'all can let me know in the comments below. Ice Shard and Avalanche on that. We have Mega Abomasnow. So this is the second Mega Pokemon that we're seeing on the counter list. We have Power Snow and Weather Ball. Now, I personally never thought that Abomasnow would be good against Mega Rayquaza or really good against any raid. However, I love to see that Abomasnow is actually getting some play in raids, just because I see these Mega Raids all the time, and in my head, I personally thought it's just a raid people do to maybe get a shiny, or they just have an extra raid pass. But being able to see this have actual usage, I'm actually super excited for. So glad to see Abomasnow on there. Shadow Weavile is the 6th best attacker with Ice Shard and Avalanche. We know that Sneasel is a very good Pokemon. If you guys do not know, the normal Sneasel has a normal shiny boosted odds of 1 in 64. There's a bunch of different Pokemon like that, but Sneasel in specific does have a shiny boost just normally out in the wild. So if you guys ever see it, click in. Obviously, if you find it in Rockets, try and get a really good IV and try and get some good ice attacks before Mega Rayquaza Day. Mega Rayquaza himself is also a good attacker, which kind of is a little odd to me, but is the number 7 best with Dragon Tail and Breaking Swipe. We see something like this sometimes where a Pokemon is good against itself. For example, of the typing, since Mega Rayquaza can attack itself with the Dragon type, we'll also see like Mega Lucario Day, where Mega Lucario is a fighting type and fighting type can be good against it. Sometimes there's typing like that. I don't get it personally, but that's just kind of how it works. Number 8 is Mega Glalie with Frost Breath, and Avalanche is the 8th best. Remember, ice type attacks. Shadow Gardevoir is the 9th best, which to me is a little odd because Gardevoir is the number 1 in the Mega form, but you know what is what it is. Auroras. This is super sick. This is going to be in the adventure week, so that's really exciting. Even though we're only gonna have one day to grind it before Mega Rayquaza Day, we still have a tiny bit of time to grind ourselves a good Auroras 100% ice type attacks only for this event. We have Baxcalibur, which is a dragon type Pokemon, so it probably will get knocked out kind of fast by Rayquaza. However, there is ice type attacks with Ice, Fang, and Avalanche. That's number 11. Number 12 is Shadow Mewtwo. Love to see Mewtwo in play. Ice Beam with the big attack, as well as Psycho Cut as a psychic attack. We have Mega Diancie at 13. Now, Mega Diancie is a pretty good raid Pokemon as itself. So if you guys ever see Mega Diancie, make sure you 100% grind it when it's in the game, since it is a really good Pokemon all around in different raids with rock type attacks in specific. So that's kind of odd to me, since mainly the best attacks are ice, but Mega Diancie is high up there. So pretty interesting to see. Avalugg with Ice Fang and Avalanche. I love seeing Avalugg in play. I'm sorry, but I love seeing it because, again, that Pokemon isn't the most popular thing in the world, so that's awesome. And number 15 on the top 15 best counters against Mega Rayquaza is Mewtwo with Psycho Cut and Ice Beam. This is the non-shadow form. So we're seeing a bunch of different things. So now let's go over some of the tips that I have for Mega Rayquaza Day. First one is make sure you guys have raid passes and star pieces and lucky eggs. The reason that I say this stuff is if you guys already plan on doing a bunch of different raids, you should 100% take advantage of the lucky eggs and the star pieces that you can gain from this raid day. And the reason I say this is because it's just if you can take advantage of events like these, you should do it. Especially a makeup event where Pokemon Go does not give us that many makeup days. So having a makeup day is definitely one of those things where you want to take full advantage of it. And especially Rayquaza. Rayquaza is a very fan favorite, and Mega Rayquaza, I believe, is pretty decent as a dragon type itself. So having a Mega Rayquaza is always going to be helpful for you. I personally am going to try and get the 100%. And the best ways you guys can do that is not only going for raids, but you can also lucky trade. Lucky trade, every single time you do a lucky trade, you get a 13 minimum, and you have chances of getting 100%. Even though it is a special trade, I would still highly recommend going for one. As well as you guys can also, when it comes to trades, if you guys trade a 2019 or older, or maybe even a 2020 and older with someone who has a Rayquaza, you guys have a better chance of getting a lucky Pokemon. With the Pokemon being older that you're trading with, easier chance to get a lucky Pokemon. Again, and a luckier Pokemon gives you a minimum 13 IV. My personal opinion on this, since I've heard a bunch of information about this Mega Rayquaza event, is it's going to be an elite day, which elite days means you have to do the person raids in raids. So I recommend using the remote raids on new stuff that's coming out. Togedemaru, that's in raids if you really want to go for that. I believe it's going to be in the wild, so maybe not do it fully, but I know there's Mega Lucario Day that I would probably say use those raids more, and I'm pretty sure this video is going to be uploaded 2 days before Mega Lucario Day. If you need information on Mega Lucario Day, I have an iCard for you. Highly recommend checking it out. I go over all the best counters, all the best tips for that. Go check it out after this video. But I do want to personally say, have all of your ice types as high as possible. Even if they're not the ones I showed in this video, just have the best ice types in your inventory and then boost those up as much as possible. Keep star pieces and lucky eggs for these days. And again, this is an elite day, so you're gonna have to know a good park. You're just going to have to know a good area where Rayquaza is going to be at. Unfortunately, they're doing another elite day and not just a raid day like Mega Lucario. However, is what it is. The fact that we're still getting Rayquaza in raids means that we still have potential to try and get shiny Rayquazas. Now, I don't know if you are going to get a Mega Meteor, which basically means what you have to use in order to evolve into a Mega Rayquaza. However, I just saw some Reddit posts. Now, again, it's not the most trustworthy thing in the world, but this is what we have to go off of. That since it is a makeup day, we should have the same thing as we got from the last event, meaning we should get a Meteor piece. I'm not 100% sure on that. However, we can still get rare XL candies from raids, potentially, and probably more increased chance. Rare XL of Rayquaza, chances of Rayquaza Hundo, Shiny, and Mega Energy. So we can still get so much from this event since Rayquaza only comes out once a year. I guess technically this year is twice because of this event. So now, the most information we know was from a post that's talking about all the August community days and all the events that are coming. Now, the only one that I've been able to see of this Team Rocket Takeover event is from Pokédaxy, and that's what he's assuming. So I'm trying to go off of that on what we're getting for the Team Rocket event. It's going to be from the 8th to the 12th because it says Adventure Week Takeover, and when it says Takeover, that means Team Rocket. And basically, with the Team Rocket events, you can take off frustration on your attacks. Team Grunts will spot up more, and that means you have more chances to get the team leaders if you collect enough to get the Rocket Radar. So hopefully that helps y'all out. Super excited for that. I thank y'all so much for showing up in today's video. God bless. I love every single one of y'all. Now I'm going to show y'all at the end screen of not only me doing some Toga Tomorrow raids, but also me getting a shiny Pidgey.